born in unity. We have come together as a family, and we have come here as we are. And we have come with arms wide open. We have gathered here in love. Yeah, Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. Yeah, Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. And we sing in celebration. Oh, we sing with words of praise.
We sing with words of praise.
Oh, we affirm our lives as sacred, and we declare that peace is here. Oh, yes. Hey, Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. In this
place.
Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. In this place. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. In this. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, Spirit is in this place. Ooh, Spirit is in this place. Oh, Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. In this place. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. In this place. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. In this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. Ooh, Spirit is in this place. Yes. Ooh, Spirit is in this place.
Spirit.
Morning, everybody. I'm Jackie Roberti, and I'm your board secretary. So welcome, everybody. Cafe volunteers wanted. If anybody feels the need to volunteer in the cafe, we need you. So let us know. Circulation Day lead, we have one. So thank you, Rebecca, if you're here. We'll have announcements coming out for other volunteers that day, as well as our fall festival is happening that day, along with Circulation Day. So we'll have volunteers needed for all of those spots. So Undie Sunday. So today's the last day. So if you have socks and underwear, there's a basket outside or outside the door there. So if you can drop those in there. New socks and undies, please. We have a Unity Family and Community Paint event coming up on August 27th after service at 11:30 to 12:30. So bring your family and kids and paint a ceiling tile that will be placed in the flex room for everyone to enjoy for years to come. Drumming circle today at noon with Jimmy. Please come. Qigong. That is the third Sunday of the month. So that'd be next Sunday. Next Sunday. All right. And Reverend Brenda's going to do the meditation.
So let's all go ahead and get into a time of meditation and prayer. So go ahead and relax. Feel your feet on the ground. Get comfortable in your chairs. And for those of you at home, relax into your couch or on the floor, wherever you feel grounded. Coming into this moment of meditation, let us just take a big, deep breath in and out. And as we feel our lungs working, as we feel our heart beating, the blood pumping through the vessels of our body, we are reminded that we are alive. Alive with spirit, with source, with God. We are alive. We are awakened. We feel the energy of this moment flowing through us. Floating and flowing like clouds on a bright summer's day. And just as when you were a child, looking up at those clouds, wondering, where do they come from? How are they formed? Why are they here? Oh, look, there's a dog. Oh, look, there's a tree. Getting into that same energy of wondering, of looking at things totally different, of asking and seeking and exploring, getting into that energy. We explore inside ourselves. This day will bring sunshine and love and peace and happiness and excitement and everything I could ever want. This day will bring all new things to me. Oh, look, there's a dog. Oh, look, there's a tree. Oh, look at that bright sunshine and those clouds. Taking time to notice all the little things around us brings us back into this moment, brings us back into, I am alive. I am here. And I will make the best of this moment. And I will smile and be happy and cheerful and joyful, for I know that this is part of who I am. And now, in a moment of silence, let us really feel that. Get into that energy of satisfaction, of wholeness, of wonder. And as we listen to the beautiful music, let's go into the silence and feel just that. That silence gives us a moment to connect with the divinity inside of us, around us, through us, in us, as us. And as we do that, it energizes us. It gives us clarity. It gives us strength, hope, faith. It gives us everything we need. We just need to remember to tap in, to tune in, to align, to be with. And today we will be. And tomorrow we will be. And each day will bring us a new opportunity to try again, to be better. And if we do fall, if we make mistakes, which we will forgive ourselves and move on and move forward and have another opportunity and another day to be the truth of who we are. And so as we come out of this meditation, slowly wiggling our fingers and our toes again to remind us that we are alive and we are here, for we feel those senses. We feel this. And as we slowly open our eyes and see the beautiful faces around us, we know that we are one. And so it is. Amen.
So before I start singing this song, the name of it is Tell Your Heart to Beat Again, and it's by Danny Goki. This song was inspired by a pastor who was in Ohio, and he had a congregant who was a heart surgeon. And he was fascinated with that type of thing, so he asked the heart surgeon if there was any way that he could observe an open heart surgery. And he was allowed to do that. So he's watching this surgery, and anyway, they had to take the heart out of the chest cavity in order to work on it, to operate on it, and the surgeon did all of that. And then he said they had to put it back in. But they were trying to, get it to start beating again, and it wouldn't. They tried again, and it wouldn't. So this particular heart surgeon did something that most don't. He got on his knees, and he whispered into the lady's ear. He said, "Mrs. Johnson, your heart, there's nothing wrong with it. It is working. It is perfect, and God has deemed that your heart is ready to go back in your chest, but I need you to tell your heart to beat again." And he waited, and her heart started beating, and they were able to close her up. And the lesson of this story is many times we look at our circumstances, and we react to our circumstances instead of the truth of who we are and the truth of who we've been made to be, and that we need to understand that we are whole and we are well. Yes, there may be challenges, but we need to believe in who we have been made to be, and to understand that Our path may be difficult, but it is our path, and it is perfect because we've chosen a lot of it. Sometimes I believe we've made agreements before we come to this life as to what we're going to encounter. Maybe not everything, but I believe that God, Universal Line, is with us no matter the circumstances. Shattered like you've never been before. The life you knew in 1,000 pieces on the floor. And words fall short in times like these, when this world drives you to your knees. You think you're never gonna get back to the you used to be. So tell your heart to beat again, and close your eyes and breathe it in. Let the shadows fall away. Step into the light of grace. Yesterday is a closing door. You don't live there anymore. Say goodbye to where you've been, and tell your heart to beat again. Beginning, just let that word wash over you. It's all right now. Love's healing hands have pulled you through. So get back up, take step one. Leave the darkness, feel the sun. Because your story's far from over, and your journey's just begun. So tell your heart to beat again, and close your eyes and breathe it in. Let the shadows fall away. Step into the light of grace. Yesterday is a closing door. You don't live there anymore. Say goodbye to where you've been, and tell your heart to beat again. Let every heart beat and every scar be a picture that reminds you who has carried you this far. 'Cause love sees farther than you could ever. In this moment's heaven's working. Everything is for your good. So tell your heart to beat again, and close your eyes and breathe it in. Let the shadows fall away. Step into the light of grace. Yesterday is a closing door. You don't live there anymore. Say goodbye to where you've been, and tell your heart to breathe again. Tell your heart to beat again. Tell your heart to beat again.
I'm back. The lovely Lucy Long is our prayer chaplain today, and she'll be in the Peace Chapel. And she also brings us our reading today, and it comes from the book Young and the Lost Gospels by Stephen A. Holler. When people cease to experience God, they are forced to believe in him, and belief is a commodity subject to loss. The inner sense of God is a quality of the deeper psyche and not of reason. With the ascendancy of reason, over the psychological awareness of truth, the way for rationalism and ultimately for materialism and atheism became wide open. Thus, says Young, the West was lost. Faith includes a sacrifice of the intellect, providing there is an intellect to sacrifice. At the same time, there is a sacrifice of feelings. This is the reason why the faithful remain children instead of becoming as children. Young explains the sacrifice of feeling as faith tries to retain a primitive mental condition on purely sentimental grounds. It is unwilling to give up the primitive childlike relationship to Lucy, you're killing me here. To hypostatized figures. It wants to go on enjoying the security and confidence of a world still presided over by powerful, responsible, kindly parents. Mature spirituality requires more than faith, especially when faith is comprised of belief grounded in fear. A mature spiritual state requires a certain kind of inward knowledge rooted in experience. This is what in ancient times was known under the Greek term gnosis. Young knew that the one and only tradition associated with Christianity that regarded the human psyche as the container of the divine human encounter was that of the Gnostics of the first 3 centuries of an era. He called for a renewed appreciation of this ancient tradition and a return to the sense of God as an inner directing and transforming presence.
So this is the Spirit song where we ask you if you would stand and if you would sing along with us.
When the walls come tumbling down, I choose what? Joy. I choose joy. When the world stops spinning round, I choose joy. Joy, I choose joy. When my heart is hard to move, when my music has lost its groove, when I have too much to prove, I choose, yeah, there we go. When fear is all I see, I choose joy,
I choose joy.
When hate won't let me be, I choose joy,
I choose joy.
Betrayal and lies hide the light from my eyes. I look up to the sky and I choose joy,
I choose joy.
Everybody sing joy. Joy, 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 joy. I choose joy. Everybody say joy, 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 joy. I choose joy. In this moment right here. I choose joy.
I choose joy.
For the ones that I hold dear, I choose joy.
I choose joy.
To be who I must be, for the light to shine through me, for everybody to be free. I choose joy.
I choose joy.
Everybody sing joy, 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 joy. I choose joy. Come on, you can sing it. Let's hear it.
Joy.
Joy,
Joy.
joy,
Joy.
joy, joy, joy. I choose joy. We're going to let you enjoy. Everybody over here, Michael, Mario, Larry, Paige, Matt. Come on, let your joy shine. Let it shine. Come on, everybody can sing. Find the stable ground. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Peace and hope abound. I hear a sweeter sound. The chains have come unbound, and love is all around when I choose joy. From this moment right here, I choose joy. I choose joy. For the ones that I hold dear, I choose joy. To be who I must be, for the light to shine through me, for everybody to be free. I choose joy.
I choose joy.
For everybody to be free. I choose joy. I choose joy.
Why, hello. I have a friend with me. So for those, and I'm going to light him up. Oh, look at that. I have to thank Michaela. She was the one who gave it to me. So he's going to be right here because we're going to talk about him and others. So what does that have to do? Well, this talk came from a conversation with somebody that I had about the skulls I have in my office, on my arm, everywhere around me. And we were talking about it because when I was in line at a store, there was an older gentleman, and I was wearing a tank top that day, and he looked at my tattoo, which, for those of you who don't know, is the skull and roses, and went, oh, scary. In line, y'all. And I went, okay, I hear you. And I said, well, thank you. And I told him what it meant to me, and I'll tell you that in a minute. And then he looked at me, and he said something. And again, I will tell you what he said. But the part that my friend and I were talking about this, having a conversation, and it grew, and they said, that would be a really good talk. And I said, you're right, it would be. So that's where we're at today. So we're talking about metaphysical, and we're talking about perception. And for both of those, it's important to connect to the divine. So connect to your divine. I'm going to talk about skulls and metaphysical. So first up is skulls. Oh, I forgot. Can I have the... I'm not used to having slides. This is the second Sunday in a row. Woohoo! Look at me go. Okay. So these are just some of the skulls that I have up in my office. I love my meditation skull because he reminds me to meditate all the time. The other one is a candle holder, and then, of course, this one here. And sometimes I name them, and sometimes I don't. You will see that there's a skull in the bookstore. That is Bob. He is mine. But he has a T-shirt on. We have to have models in the bookstore. So that is Bob. And this also came across one time my Facebook feed. And it says, why bikers use skulls. Because for those of you who don't know, I'm a biker. Because a skull denotes not gender, age, race, religion, or social status. It reminds us all that we are all equal and united by the same passion. So to take that a step further, that we're all one. I'm watching Supernatural, so these meat suits that we wear are just that. They're just meat suits. They're just skin. Because at the end of the day, at the end of our lives, we return back to that, to a skull, to a skeleton, right? The other thing I came across was this. I am not looking to escape my darkness. I am learning to love myself there. I am learning to love myself there. So for me, and I'm going to just put this back. Oops, too far. So for me, skulls are important. And why is that? Well, we'll go back to the conversation with the gentleman in line in a minute. Because I was supposed to be born on Halloween. That was my mom's due date. And for everyone who knows me, that's my favorite holiday, and I always mourn the fact that I wasn't born on Halloween. However, I don't know when I found this out, but all of a sudden I found this out that November 2nd is Dia de los Muertos, which is the Day of the Dead. Oh my gosh! That's even better, right? And for those of you who don't know, that is a tradition in Mexico and people of Mexican culture. They celebrate their loved ones who have transitioned. They have parties on their graves, they have an altar dedicated to them. They have food. It's just a fabulous celebration of their loved ones. And that made me even more happy. I'm born on the best day ever. And so skulls became even more ingrained. So back to the guy in the line, I said to him, it's not scary for me. This reminds me of my ancestors. This helps me stay connected and remind me of them. And he looks at me, and you could tell that he wasn't expecting that. He was expecting something else. And he looked at me and he said, oh, I thought I saw my Uncle Bob there. And I looked at the cashier like, this is the strangest conversation. I'm like, okay, bye. And I went on my merry way. Like, he was taken off balance. And that's okay. And that's okay. So what do, skulls mean different things to different people. But if we keep thinking that it means the same thing to everyone, then we get into that rut of, oh, I know what you're about, I know who you are, I know how you think, and that's not true. That's not true. So we have to take a step back and, maybe ask the question, hey, what does that mean to you? What does that symbolize for you? What do you think about that? How many of us here like crystals and rocks, right? And so when you find one that you want to buy, you look up the meaning, right? And how many times do you find different meanings? Oh, this one's for love. This one's for money. This one's for love and money and negativity. And that's 3 different sites that told me the same thing about one rock, one crystal. What does that really mean? Or how about numbers, repeating numbers? How many of you know about repeating numbers? Okay? So like 1111, some people say, oh, that's make a wish, right? And to other people, or manifestation, that's a great time to manifest when you see 1111, which I just noticed on the clock, it says 11:10, so no. So everybody look and make a wish. No. But to other people, it's just 11 minutes after 11. Right? So there's no wrong or right, but everybody has a different meaning for different things. Everyone does. So let's jump back to the skulls, because I started researching this a little bit more. Oh, shoot, I forgot. Charles has a metaphysical Bible. I was going to bring it and I forgot. And it's thick. It's very thick. And there's also the Revealing Word. Now, these 2 books are where you can look up the metaphysical meaning of whatever. So like water, right? You look up water, and there's a whole description of what that means metaphysically. This was written by Charles, okay? Both books were written by Charles. So I went to go look up, what do skulls mean? It seems every time I go to look up something, Charles and I just, I didn't find skulls. And I'm like, come on, dude, you're killing me. Like, Jackie, like, what in the world? Come on, Charles, seriously, there's got to be something. And so I started looking and diving in a little bit more, and I found out that it's called something else. So I'm going to read you the Bible verse. Well, it's in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. It's all the same, but I chose John 19:17. So they took Jesus and carried the cross by himself. He went out to what is called the place of the skull, which in Hebrew is called Golgotha. So Golgotha is really what I was looking for. So I looked up Golgotha, and I'll be darned, Charles came through this time. And I was like, yay, good. So Charles, what is the metaphysical meaning of Golgotha? And it says, when we search the scriptures to find the place where crucifixion takes place, we are introduced to a symbolism not hard to interpret. Golgotha in the Aramaic Jewish language means place of the skull. The skull is a place where intellect is crossed out, that spirit may win an eternal ascendancy. Jesus was crucified at the place of the skull, that Christ, or truth, might become in all. The seat of the conscious mind is in the front brain, and there the will has established its domain. There all things affecting the body are either admitted or rejected. Even spiritual truth has to be admitted through this door before it can become a part of the consciousness. It is there that the human will must be crossed out to give the divine free will expression. So when he's talking about crossing out the intellect, the cross, the sign of the cross for unity is the symbol of crossing out error thinking. So he's crossing out the intellect to get into the divine, to get into spiritual truth, to get into the truth. And so I looked up Golgotha even more, and I found this picture, and it is outside of Jerusalem, and this is where Jesus was crucified, and it's a hill, okay? They were on top of the hill, but the side of the hill was in the shape of a skull, and that's why they called it the place of the skull, because when you looked at it, back then, you could see eyes and a nose and a mouth. And that's where they did all the crucifixions, was in Golgotha, on top of that hill. So, of course, it makes sense that through eternity, not eternity, but throughout all the ages, we have accepted that a skull means death. Not just for the very basic, simple, of course, when we die, all our flesh goes off. But there's also a little bit of fear, right? When we see skulls, we are fearful, just like that man. Ah! And why is that? Well, maybe that's because throughout all the ages, we've been taught that that's where Jesus died, was the place of the skull. Skull is bad, 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 bad. Because Jesus died there. But we in unity, metaphysically, interpret that differently, right? It's where Jesus came into his knowing and understanding and ascended because he knew he was divine and he was done with his time, showing us how to live. Connect to the divine. So this is why connecting to the divine is so important, because when you do metaphysical interpretation of the Bible or anything really, you have to connect to the divine. We were taught in school, you look at the scripture, take out the most important parts, look them up in the metaphysical Bible, the revealing word, put those together, then go into meditation and hear what this means. Now, I say hear what this means, but what does it mean for you? Because I've seen one scripture metaphysically interpreted differently by different reverends. And why is that? Because we're all in a different place, because we all align with our divinity different, because it speaks to us different. It depends. It depends what we need to hear at that moment in time. So that's why you need to connect to the divine. Next year, I heard from Spirit, Source, God, that I will be doing I will be doing like how we do the monthly faith. I will be doing once a month, a Bible and metaphysical interpretation, once a month, so that we can get used to doing this maybe on our own. And if the Bible doesn't, you're like, ooh, Bible, my flesh will fry. No, it's okay. We're going to have fun with this. This is not going to be your everyday snooze fest, okay? We are going to have fun. It's important to connect to the divine when you're doing any kind of metaphysical or even perception of others, perception of yourself. Really tap in and go, is that really what I'm seeing? What I'm feeling? Is that really what I know? And ask questions to other people. Hey, what does that mean to you? What does that mean to you? What does that mean for you? You're going to get different answers, and that is okay. That is okay. Because we're all different, we're all in a different space, and we all have divinity inside of us. So to make sure to connect to the divine. To connect to the divine. There was one thing I wanted to say, and now it ran away from me. And that's okay, because maybe Spirit said, don't talk about that. But make sure, when you go out there into the world today, tomorrow, next week, that you connect to your divine, that you look at things differently. I challenge you to look at things differently. If you see a skull, now you know it's not so spooky. I mean, Halloween, but it's not spooky. It can be a place where you stop thinking and you start feeling. Maybe that's what the skull means for you now. Oop, I'm overthinking, I need to feel. Or maybe it means we're all one. Whatever it means for you, connect and make sure that that's what you're hearing. And look at life a different way. Namaste. Okay, and so now we come to the time that we demonstrate our prosperity. And so for those of you who are online, thank you again for being with us. And if you would like to support Unity of Omaha, you can text to give 402-543-5339, or go on our website, unityomaha.org, and click on donate. And as always, we do take the mail. And for those of you who are with us today, please go ahead and drop in your love offerings, and make sure that you take an affirmation, because it's fun, and this is the universe's message for you today. And mine is, I am grateful for a full and prosperous life. Yes, I am. All right, and let's say the affirmation together. The spiritual ethers are filled with plenty. I am prosperous.
The truth can hurt you, or truth can change you. What will truth do to you?
I just wanna be happy. But if I keep on doing the things that keep on bringing me pain, there's no one else I can blame if I'm not happy. Wasted time, but now I can see the biggest enemy, it was me. So I'm not happy. Cry yourself to sleep. Shout and raise your hands. It won't change a thing, child, until you understand. If you're tired of being the same, if you're tired of things not changing, it's time for you to get out the way. Don't get stuck in how you feel. Say, Spirit, take the wheel. They know the road that you need to take.
It only works if
you want to be happy.
Look at yourself. Say
Don't
it.
you want to be happy? I just want to be happy. But if I keep on giving my heart for people to tear apart, the healing will never start. So I can be happy. Will I ever be happy? Cry yourself to sleep. Shout and raise your hands. It won't change a thing, child, until you understand. If you're tired of being the same, if you're tired of things not changing, it's time for you to get out the way. Don't get stuck in how you feel. Say, Spirit, take the wheel. They know the road that you need to take.
I feel different right here.
It's so easy to complain, addicted to the pain. You give your heart, they push it away.
I got news for you.
Spirit knows just how you feel. Just let them take the wheel. The love you need is already there.
But the question is,
Do you want to be happy? I just want to be happy.
now if you really mean it, let me hear you say
Let me
it.
hear you say yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sometimes we can be going in circles.
Let me hear you say yeah.
Say yeah.
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 Oh yeah.
Let me
Let's
hear
don't
you
make
say
the same
yeah.
mistakes over and over
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Here
Let
is
me
your
hear you
chance
say
to make
yeah.
a decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
Say yeah.
If you're tired of being the same, if you're tired of things not changing, it's time for you to get out the
We
way.
need to see if you're ready. Come on, you can do
Don't
it.
get stuck in how you feel. Say, Spirit, take the wheel.
what you're doing.
They know the road that you need to take.
So easy to complain.
It's so easy to complain. Addicted to the pain.
Come on.
You give your heart, they push it away.
Come on.
Spirit knows
Oh,
just
it will
how
never
you
leave
feel.
you.
Just let it take the wheel. The love you had is already here.
But the question is,
Do you want to be happy?
took a long time, but now we can decide to make
I
another
just wanna
decision.
Be happy.
Paradigm shift. Every day, ask yourself,
Do you want to be happy? I just want to be happy.
Okay, let's all together bless the tithes and time and talent and love offerings that we have received, because we know that what comes in must also go out. The law of circulation is about, and abundance and prosperity is ours. And so we know this, we feel this, and we show this, because here at Unity of Omaha, we are about community and connection, and so it is. Amen. Okay, and so after service, Lucy will be in the Peace Chapel if you would like to be held in prayer. So just go ahead and see her. And would everybody join me in the universal greeting of peace? I offer you peace. I offer you love. I offer you friendship. I see your beauty. I hear your needs. I feel your feelings. My wisdom flows from the higher source. I salute that source in you. Let us work together for unity and love. And so it is. Have a great day.
Drifting on a memory. Ain't no place I'd rather be than with you. Loving you. Day will make a way for night. All we need is candlelight and a song. Hey, soft and long. Well, I'm glad to be here alone with a lover unlike no other. And sad to see a new horizon slowly coming into view. I wanna be living for the love of you. Hey, and all that I'm giving is for the love of you. Lovely as a ray of sun that touches me when morning comes, feels good to me. My love and me. Smoother than a gentle breeze, flowing through my mind with ease, soft as complete. Well, when you're loving me, ooh, baby, I'd love to be riding the waves of your love, enchanted with your touch. It seems to me we could sail together in and out of mystery. Oh, I wanna be living love of you. I wanna be living for the love of you. Well, and all that I'm giving is for the love of you. Paradise I have within, can't feel insecure again. You're the key, and this I see. Oh, I see. Now and then I lose my way, using words to try and say what I feel. Yes, love is real. Love is real. I might as well sign my name on a card which could say it better. See, time will tell, 'cause it seems that I've done just about all that I can do. I wanna be living for the love of you, and all that I'm giving is for the love of you. Well, I wanna be living for the love of you, and all that I'm giving is for the love of you. I wanna be living, I wanna be giving for the love, yeah. I wanna be living, I wanna be giving to you. I wanna be living for the love of you. Sweet, sweet. I wanna be living, I wanna be giving for your love, yeah. I wanna be living, I wanna be giving for your love, your love, your love. I wanna be living, all for the love of you. I wanna be giving